Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza and welcome to Advanced Gramza Market Studies for Wednesday, December 31st. As we come into year end, well, what did we see here on Tuesday? We see a little bit of weakness here in the S&P. We talked about that false sense of security kind of idea, but the issue is now, do we expect follow through? Do we look for further movement to the downside? We saw that also here in the NASDAQ market. The market backed off a bit. Let's take a look at the Dow and see how it fared. And it also came off a little shadow on the bottom. And if you look at the mid caps, there we saw a little bit of a sideways type move there. But what do we expect? Well, right now, if you think about fundamentally what's going on, consumer confidence was up, but it was less than expected. We had U.S. single-family homes prices increased, but less at a slower rate, I should say, than expected, but that's good. I think right now in the housing market, which is one of the things we do want to see going, we want those buyers to feel they can get into those homes. So right now, the slowing down of the price increase, I don't think it's a bad thing at all for the market. And actually, I don't think today's action, should say yesterday's action, was a bad thing for the market. We're at record levels, and some people wanted to take some profit, but we're not seeing anyone jumping off the ship. Right now, this kind of behavior is logical. I was looking for further movement to the upside because I think that's what the market believes. Also, I'm not looking for follow through to the downside for the 31st, for Wednesday's action. I'm looking for the market to maintain these levels, if not go higher, as we go into the last day of trading for 2014. But let's move on and let's take a look at the currencies. In the currencies, you can see the euro, we are looking for an unchanged, a slightly lower, basically an unchanged type day. That's what we have. It did move a little bit lower. A balanced type formation. I don't look for a dramatic move there. A lot of eyes are watching what happens in Greece, and that does put some downward pressure there. Let me get rid of that. Downward pressure here on that currency, and we see it also feeling it. They're feeling it in the Swissy, but when it comes to Japanese yen, we had a little push to the upside, and it did trade above this bullish level. The difference between the bearish and bullish level in that market is 85 ticks, which is 85 times $12.50, which is $1,062.50. That's a full-size contract. Remember, there are micro currencies and metals contracts that are 1/10 the value of the full-size contracts. The next bearish level in that market I have is 82.70. Aussie dollar also traded above its bullish level, and the difference here in that market between the bullish and bearish level represents a change in value of, give you the right number for that one, $590 is the magnitude change right there. The next bearish level in that market is at 80.65. Now, excuse me, here's the thing you want to think about when it comes to the Aussie dollar. Is this a move up? Yes. Is it sustainable? I have my doubts about that. As you know, I'm long term, I'm bullish on this currency. I just don't think this is a very strong move. And the reason behind it just goes back to previous shadows. This thing should be, if it would have closed up here around, close to the figure, around 82 cents, and I'd say, wow, that's impressive. We got a trend change, but I don't see that here. So I'm looking for an unchanged type day in that market. British pound, the same thing. Yes, they're trying to buy it. Is there paper behind it? I kind of don't think so there either, and that's one of the reasons why the bullish level has not been moved lower. It is an equal and opposite. It does imply rejection. I just don't think there's a lot behind that kind of move. Canadian dollar even firmed up a bit, but with crude oil prices where they are, I see right now this the Canadian dollar having a hard time sustaining a trend. Again, I'm not looking for strong follow through in this market. Interest rates, short end of the curve, yes, orderly is what we could say about that market. And that's what we're looking at. The notes did firm up a bit. It did trade above this bullish level. I want you to know the bearish level has been moved up to 126.11. I do not think this is sustainable. Watch out for this benchmark candle. It is still dominant. Same thing holds true in the bonds. Yes, they're climbing here, but we're at the top of that benchmark candle. We got rejection at the upper prices, and the bearish level has been moved higher in that market to 143.24. I'm looking for down moves in these markets. Gold gave us a pop to the upside. The difference between this bearish and bullish level is $500. I'm not looking for follow through. A sideways move here would make sense. I feel the same way about silver. That's why, again, this bullish level has not been moved lower. I think we're still going to be in a sideways move. Copper, on the other hand, is I find interesting. We did trade above this bullish level. The difference between the bearish and bullish level in that market is $625 per contract. Next bearish level, $280. And on this market, this is very balanced. We have a chance to move higher. So not a dramatic move. I'm not looking for that, but a move that may close around 288. Crude oil, well, punched a little bit below $53. That's fine. Didn't hold it. People are taking a little bit of profit on the short side. That's fine. Is this a place to buy crude? I don't think so. I don't think we have anything, even price-wise, even though this is bullish, to support a sustained move back to the upside. Now, this is Feb gas. This is the next contract out. We're looking for an unchanged to slightly higher type move. This market, even though it's very quiet here right now, with some of the weather patterns coming down, I am looking for a strengthening in natural gas. But when it comes to the grains, I just don't see any further movement to the upside for beans. A sideways move here makes sense to me. I feel the same way about corn. A stronger move to the downside, yes. Are we getting follow through? Yes, kinda. I do not look for a big move to the downside in corn, rather unchanged to lower. And I feel the same way about wheat. This should have gone a lot further if sellers were in place. So I'm looking for unchanged to slightly lower. And our friend, Mr. Wheat. Well, Happy New Year. And we have another session coming here. We'll talk about what we expect for Friday. But in the meantime, take care.